The following show contains adult content. It's not our intent to offend anyone, but we want to inform you that if you are a child under the age of 18 or get offended easily, this next show may not be for you. The content, opinions, and subject matter of these shows are solely the choice of your show hosts and their guests, and not those of the Entertainment Network or any affiliated stations. Any comments or inquiries should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for listening.
Designing where every man never thinking, what are we gonna be wearing? Yo, I'm a Liverpool MC, you can't test me. Big up the girls inside the party. Let's get down to crazy Jimmy. Big up myself and known as Alfie, the one and only, the Turkish MC.
Always love the clothes of Jimmy.
Bitch, I'm your wanna be. Jimmy Star's new celebrity.
We'll take you out to Jimmy Star's.
Hey ho, what's up everybody? Welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, bringing you the good times in music, fashion, pop culture, and entertainment. We got a great show for you guys today, and I think we're going to have a lot of fun with Lynn Lowry and Eric Braden. But before we get started, I just want to explain to anybody, if you see me get up and leave for a second, so the same thing I had 2 weeks ago with the dizziness and the vomiting and the other kinds of problems, I woke up with it again today. It's not as bad as it was then, so we couldn't cancel the show because these guests are very hard to get, and I'm super excited about having them on. But
I just hope that his nausea is not because he's pregnant.
Yes, I hope it's not because I'm not pregnant too. Anyway, I'm really bad, you guys. I apologize. I actually don't look so bad, so I'm kind of happy. And if you see this little thing under my eye, I had a little thing.
Jimmy, shut up.
Away.
Nobody really gives a shit.
No, because everybody can see it.
See what? Like you're looking at the thing. You're so vain.
No, I am. Oh, I'm so vain.
I'm not vain. I'm just perfect.
You're perfect.
But I want to talk today about vulgarity.
Okay, talk about vulgarity.
The word fuck, F-U-C-K.
You can't say it too many times.
What?
Don't say it too many times.
I'm explaining it intelligently.
Okay.
Another one that thinks it's a bad word.
No, we're not allowed to say it.
I know, but the word is in ancient German and Dutch, fuke. To fuke is to hit someone. And that's where the word fuck came from. Today we use it in comedy. It gets a great laugh. Why? Because it makes you feel ashamed that you're listening to it. So your shame makes you shy and makes you laugh. If that word is used in a mean context, like they say it about Biden or Trump or anybody else, a human being, then it's not good, because then it's mean, malicious, and evil and destructive and horrible. But if you use that word to make people laugh, especially people that are not feeling well, people who have cancer or people who have just disabilities, and they need a good laugh. And if you incorporate that word in your story, it's not vulgar, it's funny. And that's how it should be taken. So that word could be used to hurt someone or to make someone feel wonderful and happy.
I agree.
I was reprimanded. I go for these vitamin shots, the rage today. You go once a week, you get a 2-hour drip bag of all vitamins, and they're really good. And I was reprimanded by the clinic I go because I used that word a few times in jokes that I did with people. Meanwhile, I had an audience there. I have an audience there, and they requested at the desk, please book me when Ron is here because he's so funny. Well, it seems the patients liked it, except one patient who is a snake in the grass, and reported me to the clinic. I was called in, humiliated, insulted, defamation. Shut up, Astro. Defamation of my character. I get very upset when I think about it. They ruined my week, made me very unhappy. Now the decision is, do I go back on Friday or do I not go back on Friday? My ego tells me not to go back because I'm above it all. And my, I guess my honest side or my down-to-earth side said, listen, the shot's good, screw them. Just go, keep your mouth shut, get your shot and leave. I can do that. But that's not what I was doing for 6 months. For 6 months, I was making people laugh, and we were having a good time. I had that clinic rocking. The nurses were laughing. We were doing jokes. We had a great time. Now it all has to stop, and I think it's sad. So I don't really know what to do. I'll decide on Friday morning whether or not to go in and get my shot.
There you go.
Because it was very upsetting. They took me in a room and a bunch of people were throwing things at me saying, did you say this? Did you say that? Horrible things that I never said. Well, maybe some of them I might have said, but not the horrible ones. So there's a squealer, troublemaker, old bitch in that fucking place that's definitely writing up reports on me with people. Jealous of who I am, possibly, because they're miserable. They're unhappy. They're dying, possibly, and they want everybody to die with them. Take them with you. That's the attitude. So I don't know what to do. Anyway, I'm leaving it up to you guys out there to tell me what I should do. In the chat room, I need your advice. I'm there for you. Now you be there for me. Should I go? Should I rise above it? Should I just not go? And should I stay
Rise
home?
above it and go.
Yeah. So let me know.
For your health.
So chat room, let's hear what you have to say, please.
Also, you guys, Ron has his General Milan haircut going on. Next week is our Clown Motel 3. Clown Motel 3 launches on Friday, and next week is our Clown Motel 3 show where we're going to have cast and crew coming on, and Ron is General Milan.
So my haircut is military. I've never had it this short in years, and I like it. It's comfortable.
They all say go.
Huh?
They say go.
They say go, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I take your word for it. Guess what? I'll go. I'll go and get my vitamin shot and show them that in this world where cursing is in every movie, on television, and everything, commercials are doing it now. Everybody uses the F word. It's no longer what it was years ago. It has become a part of the English language. And it's time that these squares, these pinched, that's the word, these pinched people get over it. Now, here's my point. I've been going there for 16 weeks. And for 16 weeks, I've been outrageous. No one has ever told me, Ron, please don't do that here. I would have stopped. I wouldn't have used vulgarity had I been told. But for 16 weeks, you let me do it. And then suddenly, because somebody reports me, you stop me in a horrible way that you made me feel so bad, so low. You really destroyed me for a week. And nobody deserves to do that to another human being. And I'm angry. My daughter Deirdre, who you know is legal, wants to go after them. And I said, no, Deirdre, leave it alone. They're a hospital. So that's the story, folks. I tell you everything because I'm honest. And we're not getting treated properly in hospitals anymore anyway. Years ago, they treated us like kings. Nowadays, we're just another number. And you have to wait for months to get an appointment with a doctor. It's just dreadful because we have too many people here now and not enough doctors. And the hospitals are swamped with people that can't afford it. So they're on all kinds of government, whatever, things, and they get it all free. It's a lot of politics. I don't want to get into it, but you all know it. Everybody out there that uses a hospital or a doctor, you know what crap we have to put up with.
Absolutely. So what's up, everybody? Chat room is starting to fill up. We got a couple people missing. They sent me messages that they couldn't make it, so we're sending good wishes to Cindy, Lady Lake, and B. Claudia. Jeff Caperton's in the chat room. Stefan's in the chat room. Hey, Stefan, we missed you last week. You didn't make it. Dawn is in the chat room. She can't wait to see Eric Braden, which is I'm very excited too because he's going to be a great ghost. And show your watch since you have orange on today.
I match.
Orange and green.
Orange and green. No, that's really not a green. That's a beautiful green, by the way. I don't know if that's reflecting, but the green in that watch is gorgeous. And the band is orange like my shirt. I love orange because my car, is bumblebee yellow.
I like orange too. All right, so we want to thank everybody for tuning in every week. Last week's show's doing exceptionally well. The show we did last week with Kat Kramer and Natalie Byrne is doing very, very well.
Very smart people we had last week.
I think this week's is going to go really good.
And I still have my my allergy, and my nose is still pouring water, and both my daughters now have it, and Jimmy has it. So it must be, and it's not
Allergies is
it's
bad.
not
The
in the
pollen.
house.
It's got to be pollen.
We just had the house blown out. In other words, a guy came and he vacuumed all of the air conditioning ducts. So the ducts are clean. And there was no mold or anything that could cause this. So it's got to be the fact that we have a very plush garden. Our garden has flowers and bushes and trees. And I don't think the desert works well with that stuff.
So we want to thank everybody for tuning in. You can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Prime. Those are the biggest things that you can find. We're also on like 150 or 60 other ones, but those are the ones that everybody knows. So please listen to us on Apple Podcasts or watch us on YouTube. And it should be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to everything that's going on and all the cool things that are going on. And I'm looking forward to.
So they want to know what hospital? Eisenhower Hospital in Palm Springs. What's that? Actually, it's in Rancho Mirage, but that's Eisenhower.
Yes.
For those of you who wanted to know.
So what else you got for us?
What else have I got for you? The fact that I'm excited I'm going back to work. My script should be here soon. We've negotiated other movies with Michelle Kanan, who's directing my movie that I'm excited about, The Cursed Gift of Magic. The cast is getting bigger and better and bigger and better. Of course, we have the wonderful Renee Taylor playing my wife. You remember her from The Nanny. She played Fran Drescher's mom. She's an hysterical woman, funny as all hell, and so kind and so sweet and so nice. It's going to be a pleasure and an honor to work with Renee. Also, it'll be a great honor to work with Kevin Bacon in an upcoming film where I play his father. And then there's one I can't talk about, I don't think yet, maybe.
No, I don't know which one is it. No.
I can't talk about it. But this guy is a super duper multi-million-dollar superstar, and I'll be working with him. So my career looks like it's starting to happen at 84 years old, which I'll be next month. So I wrote on Facebook the other day, don't give up, because it may happen down the road. But if you give up, it'll never happen. And that was my attitude all my life and my career. It took me, 64 years to get where I am today. And I never gave up. I always had a dream that one day I would be it, I would make it, and I would be a good actor, and I would have popularity. And all of that has come to pass at 84 years old. So my feelings are never give up on your dream, because your dream can happen. Maybe not when you want it to, but it can happen. So hang in there, guys.
We want to give a shout out to Hub Reynolds, who's in the chat room.
Hub Reynolds.
Hey, Hub, what's
doing with the wedding?
Oh, there's no wedding. That got canceled.
What?
It got canceled. He dumped her.
What's with you? You keep dumping these broads. You engage them and then you dump them.
Anyway, our guest is here. Is you ready to go? Hey, Hub. You have to talk to Ron one day and to fill them all in.
Hub, I have to give you advice on how to keep a relationship. Look how
it was bad.
What?
It was bad.
Well, stop picking the bad girls. Go out and get the good girls. You know, just because they have 48D double breasts,
it was like a catfish, which everybody else will know what that is.
Just because they're 48 double D doesn't make them good women.
Yes.
You know, get over here. Stop thinking with your penis and start thinking with your brain, Hub. I talk to you like your father.
All right, let's bring in our first guest and see how we do.
Yes, I'm going to ask him if he thinks, it's a her.
Hey, Lynn, how you doing?
With that pretty
I can be a bad girl and a good girl.
We know you can.
Whatever you need.
But what a smile on you. You've got a beautiful smile. Smile.
Thank you.
You really have a happy face smile.
Thank
All right,
you.
now that we know that we can hear
I love
you.
your smile.
Now that we know we can hear you, we're going to do a formal introduction. All right, everybody, now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show basically a phenomenal actress and horror icon, Lynn Lowry, who we're going to be working with soon on Zombie with a Shotgun 2.
Ooh.
And we're looking forward to it. And so welcome to the show. This is my cool, outrageous, out-town co-host, Ron Russell. I'm Jimmy Starr, and we're happy to have you.
And
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
You and I do a nude scene in bed where we're having wild sex.
Okay. I'm in.
That actually, that's not going to shock her because she
Only
actually...
kidding, only joking. Well, I'll tell you, if I was straight, I would be. But I'm gay. So guess what? We'll lay there and talk.
Sounds good.
We have a chat room filled with people starting to fill up too. If you could say hi to everybody in the chat room.
Okay. Hi, everyone in the chat room.
And then, if you could say hi to Dawn. Dawn's a big fan, and she threw it on there. Hi from Dawn, and hello to her kitty, Katie.
Oh, okay. Hi, Dawn.
There you go.
We never worked.
Kitty.
Yeah.
Not
Katie.
yet.
My cat's name is Katie too.
Yeah, no, that's what she's saying. Hello to your cat.
Oh, Dawn. Oh, okay. Yes, I got it.
Get it all down. So, everybody, in case you don't know Lynn, she's done all kinds of wonderful things. But since Ron started with the sex thing, we're going to talk about a movie. One of the movies that made her extremely well known is a movie called Shivers. It was a David Cronenberg film. And I wrote down what the premise says. The residents of a suburban high-rise apartment building are being infected by a strain of parasites that turn them into sex-crazed fiends out to infect others by the slightest sexual contact. And I have to say, I've never seen Shivers. I've seen all your other films, but I've never seen Shivers.
Oh, it's very good. I mean, it really holds up, even now. So.
Oh, absolutely.
And, it was the first, body horror film that really came out. So that's really, David Cronenberg made the body horror thing happen. This was his first film. So
it sounds like it had a script.
It did.
It would dialogue. I hate the films where it's all kill and no dialogue.
Yeah, no, there was a lot of dialogue, and I play Nurse Forsyth in it. And
especially the fact that I'll be working with you, we will watch that film.
I love
Shivers,
it.
Right?
Yeah, Shivers. Is it still available, to stream? Do you know?
I think so. I mean, it was on, I don't know, somewhere.
I'm the same way. Somewhere. That's what I do.
I just think
people say to me, "Where can we see your movies?" I say, "I don't know. They're out there somewhere."
I do have a bunch of films on Amazon Prime, though.
Oh, so you know.
Yeah, my latest one is Fang, which is
years ago, we used to say, "Go to your local theater."
Mm-hmm.
Actually,
there's no such thing anymore as a local theater. So now your films go, God knows where. I don't know where my films are. Do you know where my films are?
Some of them. I know where some of them are. So wait, let's go back because I know because I follow you in social media. You were just on set doing a film, right?
Yes, I was. Yes, Night of the Dead Sorority Babes.
Night of the Dead Sorority.
That's got to be a good one. I love it. Night of the Sorority Babes.
Night of the Dead Sorority Babes. So what I noticed
I love the title for some of these.
What I noticed on IMDb with that is the fact that it started out as a short and then you turned it into a feature, right?
Yeah. It was a proof of concept, to raise money for the feature. So we did the short first, and then we just finished the feature. I just came home last night, actually, from working on it the last 6 days. So.
You're not complaining.
No, it's a great film. It's a lot of fun. I play a cannibal witch.
You know what? I get embarrassed because people say, "What are you shooting now?" And I say, "Clown Motel 3." 3. I mean, 1 wasn't bad enough. 2 was just 2 was pretty good.
But you're in 3.
No, but you know what? Joe Kelly finally got a script.
Oh.
I haunted him. Oh, I did. I haunted him for a year or more. I said, "Joe, you have to have a story. It just can't be clowns eating people. It's got to be a story. Make it interesting." There are intelligent people, I think, that watch these films. Do you think our audiences are dumbbells or intellects?
Oh, I think they're kind of both. But I don't mean dumb, only that they love horror. So, that's what they love. But I think they're pretty smart about horror.
I do too.
I wonder about that. I like thriller horror.
Mm-hmm.
That's the movies I pick. If they send me a script and it's a thriller horror, I get excited because it builds you to it.
Right.
It doesn't throw it at you like it's, this is okay, we can cut his throat.
Right. I like horror that I feel chilled by.
That's a thriller. That's a thriller. I feel that.
Kind of disturbing, horror.
What do you think about a few films that are out there now where they cut a man's penis off? I've seen that. You're not a man. I sat in the theater when they did it. I went, men get
not being a man, it's like, it's just another limb to be cut off.
I said to my friend Joe, who's a writer, I said, you know what, Joe, next they're going to get a woman naked, spread her legs open and put firecrackers in her vagina and blow her snatch off. He said, that's done already.
But, that was in
it has been done?
Saad book, Murad Saad book.
No,
they stuck firecrackers up her and blew her up.
I can't believe this nonsense. It's insane.
So hang on, my turn.
First of all, in the chat, I answered the question I wanted
in the chat room.
I want her answer.
What?
Would you let them do that to you?
No, I don't. I think I would draw the line at that. So
I would also. Okay.
Yeah, you don't need to anyway. You're like iconic, so like you don't need to.
You know what?
That's for the up and coming people, who need trying to build a name with the shock value.
You know what? I'm going to sort of criticize.
You told me I could talk.
I've changed my mind. Your face. You know what? You're going to have difficulty with a lot of work because your face is very sweet. You have a very sweet face. I don't see you as horror. How you
really? Because I can be horrible.
You know what? I want to see your work because it's going to be difficult.
So they just told me Shivers is on Tubi.
Ugly. It's not possible.
In the chat room, they wrote Shivers is on Tubi.
Yeah.
And she's got a lot. She's got like 30.
I know who
she has 30 films in development. Some of them are in pre-production, some are in post-production, and another 150 or 60 of them done.
I think she's worked with some friends of mine anyway.
I'm popular.
Yes, you are.
Very popular. I know your name. I just never met you. But I think two of my friends work with you. We'll find out.
Oh, no. We're going to go over some of that. So you guys, besides Shivers, another film that Lynn was in, and actually she was in both of them because she kind of had a little cameo in the remake, is The Crazies.
Mm-hmm.
And Crazies. And The Crazies, I don't know, when did that come out? When did The Crazies come out?
The original was in 1973.
Okay, so the original was 1973, you guys. It's a great movie. It's a virus that causes insanity in people in a small Pennsylvania town. They did a remake of it in 2010, which I was happy to see. They at least let you come in for like a cameo because I think that's cool when they do that.
Yeah, it was fun.
Where was it in Pennsylvania?
I shot in Iowa for that, but the first one was in Pittsburgh.
Yes.
In Evans City. It
was a George Romero film.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I did a film in Pennsylvania too. We won't talk about it.
It was in Pittsburgh too.
It was in Pittsburgh. We won't talk.
It was called Broker.
Don't do that.
So then you guys.
Wait a minute. Next question, Lynn.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any of them that you refuse to talk about? That's so bad.
Oh, no. I'm really proud of everything I've done.
No lemons? You never had a lemon?
What?
You never were in a film that's like a lemon, a bad film?
Oh, yeah. But I always feel like I do my best.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Put 100% in, and everyone's always liked me, even if it's a lemon. So
in this film that I was in that we won't mention, the critics said that the producer hired all amateur people and non-professional people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the business 64 years, so I don't think he was talking about me, but I was included. And I got a little upset with that because my performance was the only one that was real. Well, I have experience, and they never gave me credit in that film.
In the chat room, they're saying you have another film called Model Hunger that's on TV, and the guys in there are talking about how attractive you are now, but when you did the crazies and stuff, they said hot AF, which means extremely hot.
Well, I mean, I was like, 22. So, I'm pretty hot in Model Hunger. I play a schizophrenic Southern Belle serial killer cannibal.
Yeah, I love it. You got that cannibal thing down.
I know. I'm just like, eating everything. So
I love it.
But you know what makes you such a great actress is the fact that you're not what you portray. It's a stretch. For you, it's difficult, I'm sure. Going from a charming little housewife, beautiful girl, that you could be like a mother now or somebody's sweetheart, into a horrible, disgusting creature.
Yeah, no, it's really not that hard.
No, I want to see it in one of your films.
Well, you should see Fang, because I'm pretty awful in Fang and pretty disturbing.
Now, Fang, is it out already, Fang? Or?
It is. It's actually on Amazon Prime.
There you go, you guys.
Watch
on
it.
Amazon Prime.
I look awful in it, though. But
I don't mean looking. I mean your demeanor. You have such a lovely demeanor. How are you going to? See, I'm easy to go mean because I'm mean to begin with sometimes. So for me, mean is easy. Is mean easy for you?
Yes. Yes, very.
It's amazing how.
Well, I've been acting for like 50 years, and I did a lot of theater and training.
As a child actress.
Well, no, I mean, I think my first professional job was at 16.
My age. I'm 84 years old, and I'm in the business 64 years. So where the hell are you 50 years in the business? How do you figure?
I've been in the business 50 years. At 16, I worked with John Belushi in the Summer Stock play.
There you go. Actually, you guys, let me do a little bit more bragging.
You don't look your age, and I'm not being flattering either.
I appreciate that.
I don't blow smoke up anybody's ass. I hate people that do that phony shit. Oh, you look divine. You look wonderful.
Let me talk.
You want to talk?
Yes. So some of the things that we've got going on.
This is my husband.
She hasn't only been in horror movies either, you guys.
They're married 11 years.
So you guys,
congratulations.
Typical marriage where I do all the talking.
You guys, so she's been in a bunch of other things. One of the movies that she was in that's not a horror movie is called Fighting Mad with Peter Fonda and Scott Glenn, who Ron used to know Scott Glenn.
Scott Glenn.
And he's still acting. I watched a movie with him in it on Netflix yesterday.
My dear friend Perry Winkler, who will be 103 in August.
Wow.
Scott Glenn's aunt.
Scott Glenn's aunt. So Fighting Mad, you guys. And then everybody knows the movie Cat People with Natasha Kinski, John Hurt, Annette O'Toole, Malcolm McDowell, Ed Begley Jr., and John Larroquette. That's a great movie.
Yes, it is. Very good.
You have all these like iconic movies, and now the movie you just did, Night of the Dead Sorority Babes, I'm bringing it up because you guys remember a few weeks ago we had Angel Nicole Bradford.
Oh, yes, Angel.
On the show, and she's one of the stars of the movie. I love her to death. Probably like the biggest up-and-coming horror, icon. She's one of the next ones. And Kelsey Livengood was in it, and she's in Clown Motel 2 with you.
Yeah, they're wonderful. I love them both a lot, really.
So then you have a movie called The Omicron Killer, and I actually have a trailer for it that we're going to play. And the reason I picked that one is, number one, I could find a trailer for it. Number two, Felissa Rose is a really good friend of ours, and she's in it.
Did you work with Felissa?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of times. Yeah, I saw it several times. And also, Bai Ling is in it, and we're going to be working with Bai Ling on his movie that he wrote that we're putting together right now.
Oh, so great.
Tell us a little bit about Omicron Killer.
Well, I got to play a New York cop who was in charge of this whole precinct. So she was very, very tough and, had like the New York accent, going and everything. And, it was great. It was, great fun because it was a different kind of character for me to play.
Is she from New York?
Yes.
Oh, good.
She's like, she has that accent. And it was interesting because everybody on the movie was from New York, so they all had that New York accent. So I was like, oh, gosh, I hope I can do it right. So, I worked on that a lot.
What I want to talk about. They hire me because of my Brooklyn accent. My accent is deep. My accent they don't have anymore. Only the old dead bodies have it. So if I'm on a film, I was on a film. And I was a New Yorker, and the other guy that was a gangster was supposed to be a New Yorker, and he's a good actor. And I said to him, listen, can I help you a little bit? He said, sure. I said, you're not really delivering the lines like a New Yorker. It's so bad in my ear. I hate when bad actors or actors that don't good actors who don't do a good New York accent. It's just sour.
Yes.
And I don't know what the line is. Let's make it up. I'm gonna kill all of you. Kill all of you. Say it.
I'm gonna kill all of you.
All of you. All of you is all of you.
Right.
And I said, repeat. He said, I'm going to kill all of you. No, I'm going to kill all of you. He couldn't get that, whatever it was, for the life of him. So I said to the director, I said, can we change his line and give him something that's more New York? So he said, what? I said, just forget about it. Now, I said to him, say, forget about it. Forget about it. No.
Forget about it.
About it. It's a very difficult
Forget. No, it's a tricky accent for sure.
I want to show the Omicron. So everybody check it out. This is the Omicron Killer starring Phyllis Rose Biling and Lynn Lowry. Enjoy, and we'll be right back.
Okay.
Hey, what do we got here?
Take out your wallet. It's all the money you got.
What the? Let's go do this, man! Oh!
Your name is John Doe. Seems we have no information on you whatsoever.
You're different. Somehow I understand you. I will take good care of you.
Everything okay in there, Doctor?
Yes, everything's fine.
This is Detective Rod Callahan. Please warn Detective Rod, the patient that he is guarding is in fact a killer. He is very dangerous.
Okay, what's the story?
He's gone.
Well, now we got a weird bunch of people that are calling themselves the COVID cult. This lunatic walking around killing people has got to stop.
Don't worry, I'm gonna get that motherfucker.
Yay!
First thing, I used to be a hairdresser because that's how I survived, not in acting. I survived as a hairdresser. My thoughts to you is grow that hair. You look sensational with that long hair. Yeah. Younger and sexy and beautiful. I love the long hair on you. This is cute.
I have long hair. I just got home from filming. I didn't have time to do my hair, so this is like a little wig.
Oh, good, good. Because
but under it, my hair is long.
You look gorgeous with the long hair. I love it.
Thank you.
Seriously.
And you look great on screen.
Yeah, you photograph. You do good. And you were tough. I see you tough. How you young. Now, my second thing is, years ago when we did a trailer, we highlighted the special moments and kept the shot a little longer. Today, with these flick, they want to show you the whole movie in 100. It's very, very confusing.
Right.
I think this trailer should have had less of what it had in it and stayed on you and everybody else longer to get us to understand what's going on. Do you agree with that about trailers being too because people have attention deficit, so they can't concentrate.
Yeah, no, I don't think they should try to show so much in a trailer, but they should just show things that are going to get your interest and want to see more.
Exactly. Like when you were yelling at the guy, I would have liked a little more of that because suddenly there's this pretty blonde broad and she's screaming. I mean, what is that all about?
Right.
It didn't work.
So let's go. Let's talk a little bit about.
Don't mind me calling you a broad.
That's okay. I've been called worse.
But in Brooklyn,
it's not a bad thing.
In Brooklyn, all hot women are called broads in Brooklyn. So that's a compliment.
Hey guys, some of the TV series Lynn's have been on: How to Survive a Marriage, Generations, Wild Side, Knots Landing. I don't exactly know what Hell's Kitty is, but I remember Victoria DeMare was in, and I wrote down the people who, and every single person in it's been on our show: Max Wassa, Adrienne Barbeau, Barbara Nettlejoulakova, Mary Weather, Kelly Maroney, Nita Hartley, Doug Jones, Michael Berryman, Chanel Ryan, Victoria DeMare, Augie Duke, Courtney Gaines, Bill Oberst, and Alyssa Dowling. Like every one of them have been on our show. So I don't even know what Hell's Kitty is, but you have a kitty named Kate. Like, what is Hell's Kitty?
Well, to be really honest, I've never seen it.
Okay, that's good. It's good to be.
I actually wanted to see it recently, and I tried to find it amongst my stuff, and I just couldn't find it. But basically, it's about this demonic cat, and I'm a fortune teller person in the film, and I get inhabited by the cat at some point, and I don't know. I mean, it's pretty funny. There's a lot of funny stuff in it.
That script sounds like it could be a good one. The idea is good.
So what were the first things? Were the first things you did horror? Like, how did you get so ensconced into like becoming a horror icon? Is that what you did when you started, or you just wanted to act?
No, I went to New York and I was studying. I wanted to be like, a classical actress and do Shakespeare and, Chekhov. And I was cast in I Drink Your Blood, where I play a mute hippie on acid with rabies. So that sort of started it,
Was that a Lloyd Kaufman film? Because that sounds like something.
No, but my very first film I did was actually started out as a short with Lloyd Kaufman, The Battle of Love's Return. And then I did the feature, I Drink Your Blood. And then Lloyd made Battle into a feature. So, but he was the first person I worked with.
What was your first role in a horror movie?
I Drink Your Blood.
Drink Your Blood.
But who did you play?
She just told
I played a mute hippie on acid with rabies.
A hippie on acid with rabies.
And I cut this lady's hand off with an electric carving knife. That was my big scene.
And the name of the scene?
I drink. What is that? I Drink Your Blood?
I Drink Your Blood. It's actually really a classic. I mean, it was the first film ever to be rated X for violence.
Oh, wow.
But it's real campy now and fun and everything.
And this is like in the 70s then?
Yes. This came out in 1970. It's like over 50 years ago.
I never did horror movies. I did straight, good stuff. And then I met Jimmy, and Jimmy said, "You want to be in a horror movie?" And I said, "Playing what?" He said, "A cop." I said, "Yeah, cop I'll play," because that wasn't going to be anything.
Now he's in a lot of horror movies. He's a preacher, a cop, a gangster,
and a priest.
A priest. He plays priest a lot.
That one. So I don't like being killed in a movie because they put red blood all over your body, and it goes in my hair, and it makes my hair pink.
Yes, it's awful to get blood in your hair.
See, you mostly kill people, right? You kill people a lot more than you.
Yeah, no, I kill them and
kill people. You kill people and eat people, so you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, no, I have done roles though where I've gotten covered in blood and stuff.
I'm still not a horror person. Think about all the movies I'm going to do. Not once do I play a horror person.
Yeah, you're always a person in it, but you're not one who goes killing people.
Never. Oh, wait a minute. I have a movie.
Oh, no, you're going to be a vampire.
I'm going to listen to this. I have a script. Oh my God, Lynn! If you read this script, you'd beg to be in this movie. I play a gay vampire, but not a faggot, a gay one, very seduced, very, very elegant. And my daughter now is becoming a vampire, and I'm teaching her. So I take her to this enchanted land of unicorns and fantasy, where she learns to. It's a beautiful, fabulous script.
Oh, it sounds good.
And it's not chop them, kill them. It's done well. I read.
I've actually become.
I read the script. I said, "Oh my God!" And when Jennifer James said to me, "Ron, we couldn't think of anybody that has your look that could do it like you can," I was so honored and thrilled. That film is called O Negative, and I cannot wait to do it.
We're working on it.
It's an actor's dream.
Yeah. Wow.
Wonderful story.
I tell this to Matt all the time because like I don't act, I produce, and I've got a bunch of things, and I've become very good friends with your manager Matt Chasen over the last months. So we knew who each other were, but now we're actually friends. We talk all the time, and I think that you and Bill Oberst Jr. Are two talents that really should be in as big of films as we can get you in, because you guys are such great talents, and sometimes you both overshadow some of the films that you're in just because you have so much talent. And so anything that I can get you guys in, I'm going to put your name on.
I'm going to put your name on Jennifer James's casting list.
Please, that would be wonderful.
O Negative is a film where you act. It's a practice.
So you guys,
it's not stupid.
Let's brag a little bit more. Some of the other movies that Lynn has been in, and there's 180 of them, you guys. So I only picked out. I picked out ones that we know the people. She did Wolf Hollow with Felissa Rose again, Robert Best, and Angel Bradford, who they're all friends of mine. Sky Sharks with Naomi Grossman, Tony Todd, Amanda Burst, Barbara Nedjelakova. They're all friends. Splatter Disco with Debbie Rochon, Ken Foray, which I met him years ago, but then we met him at a premiere a couple of weeks ago, and Sarah Nicklin, who is in a bunch of Marcel Waltz movies. Compelling Evidence. I don't believe that's a horror movie. That's an older movie with Bridget Nielsen and Dana Plato, and I love Bridget Nielsen.
Right.
So what are some of your favorite horror movies that you've been in? Some of the indie ones. Which are some of the ones that you think, wow, I really enjoyed this one?
Well, I mean, I really enjoyed doing Model Hunger, because I got to do I've studied Tennessee Williams, forever, and I've never had done a real Southern person, in a film. And so I got to, just kind of take all that history of working on all these Williams plays and just turn her into a serial killer. So it was great because she was elegant and she was very Southern and she was sexy and she was funny, but she did horrible things. And I think the audience actually felt kind of bad for her at the end, even though she does these awful, awful things. So I love that film.
That sounds like a good.
That's the one that's on. That's the one that's on Tubi.
I could see you in this movie playing the vampire enchantress.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a stunning role.
They love you in the town. So
because it's very, very.
So you guys check out Model Hunger.
Magical.
It's on Tubi.
Mystical.
And so is Fang, you guys. Fang is on Tubi. Who are some of the? Here's a question I like to ask, like all the different people who come on the show, and the answers are always pretty much different from everybody, except for sometimes. But
just don't say Meryl Streep.
But who are so a bucket list? First of all, you've worked with every iconic horror person in the world. Actually,
everybody
you know all
Meryl
of them.
Streep.
You know all of them. So
and
bucket
not
list.
The best
bucket list. Male and female actor, an actress that you have never worked with before that you would like to work with, and they could be living or dead. They don't even have to be alive.
You can say Meryl.
And then, if you could have ever been in any movie that's ever been made in history, what movie would you have liked to have been in?
Okay. Well, the actress that I would have loved to work with is Katharine Hepburn.
Oh, yeah, that's a great one.
Yay.
And the actor, so many. Clark Gable.
Yeah, that's good. We actually Gone with the Wind was on the other night, so we watched the end of it on Turner Classic. We watch a lot of Turner Classic movies, so.
And actually, that's the film that if I had a film that I would ever want to do, it would be Gone with the Wind.
Great
to
movie.
play Scarlett.
Yes. Although I could play Melanie as well, but the role.
Yeah, I could see. Yes, I could see you. What you look like now is Melanie, but be a bitch like Scarlett.
Yes.
Well, that's an actor.
It's a great movie. I've actually never seen Gone with the Wind sitting all at one time. I've seen it all in pieces, but never all at one time.
Oh,
it's on, and we watched different parts, but we watched the last half of it the other night.
What do you think about film in general today with the wokeness and all what's going on in film? What's your opinion?
Well, I mean, when I first started, we worked with 35 millimeters, so you had to know how to act because they couldn't take it 50 times. So you had to know what you were doing, and they had to get it in a certain amount of time. And
yeah, but Marilyn Monroe shot a scene 64 times.
Yes, I know.
35 millimeters.
So one of Ron's best friends, just so you know, because I don't know if you know anything about him, but one of his best friends was Jane Russell. She actually left his house and was leaving his house and got ill on the plane going back to California, and that's when she passed away. But they were dear friends for the last 10 or 12 years of her life.
Brother and sister.
Oh, I love her.
Oh,
I love
fabulous.
Jane. Jane was the nicest human being you ever want to meet. So honest. So true.
And before I got him on this show, he had a show called Set the Record Straight on TV in California, and he interviewed everybody, and he's worked, and he's met everybody. So Elizabeth Taylor and Betty Davis and I don't know, pretty much everybody.
Well, when you're 84 years old, you meet a few people, huh?
Right.
You think you bump into a few.
Okay, so those are the ones. Okay, and now what's a modern day movie that in the last 20 years that you think would be fun to be in?
Gosh. Oh.
Do you watch? Do you watch? Do you watch?
I do. I'm just I'm trying to think of.
Well, do you watch
Atonement? I would have loved to, if I was younger, to have been in Atonement. And
that was a good film.
Played one of those roles. That's one of my favorite films. So.
Do you watch horror movies though?
I do.
Horror? Okay.
I do. I watch horror films.
Do you have
I haven't seen any recently. I mean, I saw The Terrifier, the first one, and I saw. What did I just saw something recently, but I don't think it was all that great, so I don't really remember it. I love the film Tusk.
Terrifier was a little bit too much for me. Tusk. Oh, is that the one? That's the one where the guy goes and the guy turns him into a walrus?
Yes.
It's a great movie.
It is, yes. It's so disturbing.
It's so disturbing.
My mom is 96, and we've seen all the horror films together, from Texas Chainsaw Massacre on. And we were watching Tusk, and in the beginning, my mom was like, this is kind of slow. We didn't know what was going to happen. But by the end of it, we were just both like, oh, my God.
It was unbelievable.
Do you prefer yourself in color or black and white?
I look pretty good in both. I actually did a film last year that was all in black and white, where I played a femme fatale. And that was a lot of fun to do.
You find it easier to work in black and white than color. I do. Black and white makes the acting job very easy because black and white is dramatic already. And whatever you do, the black and white just enhances it. That's why Betty Davis films and Joan Crawford films were such hits, because they were black and white. Betty, I know this is a fact. We spoke about it. Betty never wanted to be in color. When she did The Queen, she was made up so terribly that the color was okay. But Betty also felt that the shadowing and the shading of black and white is marvelous. It tells a story. So I even brought it up. But black and white, if you want to get it across, nothing scares the hell out of you more than black and white. Frankenstein, Dracula, the originals.
We watch a lot of that.
So when you shoot a horror movie in color, you have to do a lot of blood.
Right. It's so much better, for the audience to use their imagination.
Oh, I love black and white. I love black and white.
I think so too. I think some of the things I watched.
Look, Brando and Streetcar Named Desire.
Oh yeah.
If you put that in color, goodbye, no good. It was the black and white of the lamp show. It's magic. Black and white.
I watched the first Terrifier, and I know it's a huge hit, and the second one was a huge hit, but for me, it was a little bit too much. Right. It was so much blood and everything, and so like I prefer try to get a little bit more story. I realize that the audience now really likes all of that, just like we've seen the last two movies that premieres we went to. Penises got chopped off. That's why he brought it off. It's because
no, but we're going back. We're going back to stories. All the writers that I know, we talk. And they all said, Ron, you're right. We're starting to write plot, then chop. Plot, then chop. Not just chop, 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 chop.
No, you want to get to know the character. Otherwise, you don't care what happens to them.
And just to keep chopping people up is insane. I think sick people watch that. People who love to watch pain and gore.
Let me ask you, though, did you watch any of the Saw movies? Have you ever seen any?
I mean, the first one I just loved.
I did too.
It was amazing.
No, that's not the Caterpillar. It's not a Caterpillar.
And I think I watched 2 and 3, and they were good. But then it's just how different can we torture and kill someone?
That's the only thing that changes. But I like them though.
I have to get this out, Lynn. If you haven't, you must see Marcel Waltz's Blind.
Oh, yes. I have not seen that, and I'm a fan of his. I would love to work with him.
It is what every horror movie should be.
Right.
It's suspenseful.
Sarah French was fabulous.
Yes, I met Sarah at a show last year, and she was lovely.
She's a dear, dear friend of mine and Jimmy's. Yeah. Very close. Her portrayal of a blind movie star that has a man living in her house that she doesn't know is there.
It's super creepy. It's done very, very well.
Lynn, where'd you go? Lynn!
What happened?
Lynn!
Hey, everybody. We have a little technical difficulty. We're working it out right now. In the meantime, chat room's loving everything. Everybody says Marcel is awesome. And Jeff Caperton, what's up?
Marcel is my favorite producer. And I've never been. Oh, he produces too. I've never been in one of his films, but I understand that if he shoots The Bride, I play the father to the bride, so I'll be in that film. We have to speak.
Yes, Jeff, you're right.
We lost Lynn.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened.
Lynn, what could have happened?
Hey, Juan, do you know what happened to Lynn?
What happened to Juan?
I wonder if that's us that's off and not them. Hey, you guys in the chat room, do you see us? Oh, no. Let me know. No, it's not us. Okay, they see us. Okay, so it's not us, it's her.
Where is she?
Maybe take her out and bring her back in, Juan. In the meantime, you guys, I don't have a lot of notes since I was sick. I didn't take a lot of notes like I normally do of things that we could talk about.
Things that we could talk about. Well, people seem to be interested in the behind the curtains of Hollywood. What goes on and what doesn't. But in my conversations with a lot of the famous movie stars of yesteryear, I didn't actually question them at lunches or dinners because that would have been rude and they would have been uncomfortable. But in my own little way, I managed to get on the subject of a movie and then sort of sneak it in somehow. And then they opened up and told me. But yes, in fact, Bette Davis was not fond of color. She preferred black and white, as did Joan Crawford, Ida Lupino. All of these wonderful actresses of the 1930s, 40s, and 50s preferred black and white. I'm sure that if Marlon Brando were asked that question, he would prefer black and white as well. It makes drama easier, black and white. The points get across clearer. Color is so pretty and happy. It's very hard to make color ugly and mean. Although they did that in The House of Wax, the 1954 three-dimensional film. The House of Wax was shot in 3D.
I love all the House of Waxes. I like the original one, and
Vincent Price.
And I love the remake with Paris Hilton and everybody.
There you are. Back. There you are.
I'm sorry. I don't know what happened.
That's okay.
All of a sudden, the sound was just gone. So
it happened. It happens. What were you asking her before we lost her?
I'm 84. You think I remember? You don't ask people my age that question.
So
what did you do 10 minutes ago? What the hell do I remember?
So you guys, you can follow Lynn on Instagram. She's Lowry_Lynn, LOWRY_LYNN. So you can follow her because she posts all the stuff from all her different shoots and the things that she's going on. We were talking about.
Yeah, let's change it. Lynn, working with you would be a pleasure. You know why? You're a pro. You've been around. You know your goods.
Right.
If I were working with you and I give you a wink, you know what to do. You know to wink back. What do you think about pay for play? All these people that are coming into our movies who pay. You know, I've seen work destroyed by these pay for play people because they didn't see it happen, and the vintage actor was frustrated. I won't mention who it was. Can I say it?
No, you can't.
He has a very famous sister. Anyway.
No.
We never ever used to have that at all. You know, you had to have a certain amount of experience to be in a film. And so to pay to have a role, I know that the independent filmmakers need the money for their budget, but I really wish that wasn't the case. Because
the viewers, I'm talking about to the viewers is, I am a monster. I am going to kill Lynn now, all right, with my eyes. I'm going to burn her with my extra radar eyes. And the pay for person comes in, the scene. And I say to Lynn, you're dead. You're going to die any moment. Watch. And then the pay person says, oh, yes, watch what he is doing with his eyes. He is going to burn her with his X-ray vision. Did I do it right?
Yes.
I mean,
I know.
why does that make me look like shit? You know, because I look like I'm overacting.
Right. Yeah, no, I know.
I won't be in a film with pay to play. I won't be in a pay to play film.
You are, though.
Well, I am, but I'm not. Because I'm not playing with anybody that's not an actor.
That's true. They always put you with all the stars of the film.
My movie, we're talking about Clown Motel 3. I've already told Kelly, I don't work with non-actors because I'm not going to bust my hump to do it well, and then these schmucks come along and blow it. Fuck that.
Yeah.
I think it's an unfortunate thing in the industry, but it's the only way a lot of things can get made, and for people to get what they want to do. And thank God there's some good people doing it who are coming out with really good movies with it. So it makes it a lot of fun. And I think that
listen, quality, not quantity. And directors and producers better learn that. They wonder why they're not in feature films, why they're not in movies, the real movies. And I tell them it's because your movies stink.
He's very honest.
If you made a film, that was worth it, like Blind, you might get somewhere. Don't try to make $1. Go to work as a mechanic, a garbage man, anything.
I actually think Fang is really. You should see that if you get a chance. I've won 4 Best Actress awards for it, and I play a woman with Parkinson's who is driving her son crazy to the point where he thinks he's literally turning into a rat. And it's a very disturbing psychological character study of these people. So I'm really proud of my performance in that. So
we're going to watch.
Amazon Prime.
Rat movies do well. I was in a movie called The Big Fat Fucking Friggin' Rat.
Big Freaking Rat.
Big Friggin' Rat. And they built a rat the size of a Volkswagen.
Really?
Oh
my God.
Since we live in Palm Springs, we leave like 3 o'clock in the morning to get on set. So, of course, I'm there before anybody else. And I didn't know it. And I walked from a curtain, and suddenly the damn thing was there with its eyes red. It scared the hell out of me.
My God, that's huge.
And that rat had to tear my leg off and try to bring me down in the basement to eat me. Of course, we couldn't do it because they said, how old are you? One of the people. At that time, I was like 82. They said, oh, no, we can't allow that because of insurance reasons. You're too old. You could break a hip. So I said, what are we going to do? They said, well, identify your wristwatch in the shot and then have the rat come up from the basement with your arm and the wristwatch so they know that he ate you in the basement.
Right.
I was disappointed because that would have been fun. You know?
Yeah.
So nowadays, though, now in your career now, you're always the killer? Are you still always the killer pretty much?
No, I was just in a film that Jason Horton did called A Hard Place. And I had a pretty interesting role in that. And I didn't kill anyone in that. So, you know.
Evil mother's thing, if you're the evil mother with Parkinson's.
You're like me. And I'm a lot older than you are, but it just goes to show that 50 plus is valuable.
Yes.
And 50 plus can work. And 50 plus can bring in the bucks. So all of you out there that say, Ron Russell, that old man, what are you going to do with that old jerk? Fuck you.
I agree. Totally.
I mean, I make the film have quality. Really, it's true.
Right. Oh, absolutely. No.
It's the age of the actor rounds out the film.
Right.
You can't have all young kids in a film.
No, actually. So, real quick, tomorrow is Dawn.
You're nice. I like you.
Tomorrow's is Dawn's 60th birthday. So please just tell Dawn happy 60th.
Oh, happy 60th? It's her 60th birthday? Happy 60th birthday, Dawn.
Yay,
happy birthday, Dawn. Go out and pick up a sailor.
No,
yeah, for sure. Have fun.
Celebrate. Pick up a sailor.
I love it. All right, so you guys, please follow Lynn. Check out Fang on Tubi, and what's the model one called again?
It's on Amazon Prime, Fang, and Model Hunger on Tubi.
Okay, Model Hunger on Tubi, Fang on Amazon Prime. You guys follow Lynn on Instagram at Lowry_Lynn. Check out all her other movies. According to her IMDb, she's got so many of them that are like being shot and done that pretty soon she's probably going to have like 30 new ones coming out, and it's going to be fantastic. I want to congratulate you on such a fabulous career. We also want to thank Matt for setting this interview up for us, and we look forward to working with you on Zombie with a Shotgun 2 Reloaded.
Me too. Thank you.
I'm happy. I hope I have a scene with her.
I'm sure we will.
I hope so. Let's make sure that happens.
We can make anything happen.
I love working with vintage actors that have a lot of professionalism under their belt. There isn't any. You and I work with these kids today. I mean, they're 30-year-olds. I mean, what do they know at 30? What did you know at 30? What did I know?
Right.
Certainly not what we know now.
Well, we'll show them. We'll get a scene together and we'll show them.
I'm working with Renee Taylor. She plays my wife in the movie. I cannot wait. You know who she is, Renee Taylor?
From The Nanny?
The Nanny's mother, Fran Dredger. Fabulous. And she's excited to work with me because we're going to really bang it off each other. It's going to be such a delight.
That'll be great.
We know what we're doing, and that makes my day. Doesn't it make your day better?
Oh, absolutely.
When you know you're going to be working with somebody that it just happens. It's real.
Right.
Anyway, Lynn, thank you so much.
I like you a lot.
Have a good one. Get some rest. I know you just got back from set, so enjoy yourself. You probably got another film to go to. Thank you so much, and we'll see you soon.
Sounds good. All righty. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Stay well, Lynn. Stay well.
Oops.
Yay!
Bye, honey.
She's very, very
Very
nice.
sweet. Very nice. I can't wait to work with her.
It should be fun. So we're going to take a quick music break, you guys, I think. And we're going to play 10 Sharp, Ain't My Beating Heart. So enjoy the song, and our second guest should be coming soon, hopefully. All right. Bye, everybody. We're back. That was Ain't My Beating Heart by one of my favorite bands called, now I forgot the name of them. Isn't that funny? Because I'm having a weird time. 10 Sharp. Okay, everybody. So I just got an email from Eric Braden's publicist saying that he was going to call us from the CBS lot of Young and the Restless, and that they changed his schedule, and he's got to shoot right now. He's actually shooting. So we're going to have to reschedule him, which is terrible because now we don't have a guest.
And I'm bleeding.
And the dog jumped on Ron, and his nails
Astro
cut
jumped
him
up,
open.
and he's got even though his nails are cut, they're very sharp, and he cut me at least a 2-inch cut all the way across my arm.
Unbelievable.
So I'll be here bleeding to death.
So it's a terrible thing. And I don't know if Jeff Caperton, if you're still in the chat room, are you at home? Because I could send you a link and you could come and shoot the shit with us. In the meantime, what I think we'll do, though, so you guys can get a little bit of idea of who our guest was going to be, we've got a video called I'll Be Damned, and it's a book that Eric Braeden wrote in 2017. And
talk to the camera, Jim.
Oh, okay. I'm looking at everything, and while we're playing it, I'm going to see if I can get a link to Jeff Caperton and have him come on and jump on with us. So here it is, you guys. I'll Be Damned, Eric Braeden.
There was an agency on Sunset Boulevard called the Paul Kohn Agency, and they came into a restaurant where I parked cars. The agents, Paul and Walter Kohner. And then someone said, he's German, and come to the office, read for us. At that time, they needed a lot of German actors to be in American television programs about the Second World War. Then came a series called The Rat Patrol. I had one of the leads, played the German officer, and the show went straight to #1 in America. I'd heard about soaps from my friend Dabney Coleman, who I respect very much as an actor. And I asked him, I said, what the hell is a soap? When people had approached me for it. And he said, do it, you'll love it. Shortly thereafter, I was told that they wanted me for it. And I said, but I will not sign for more than 3 months. So I've been there now for 36 years. But to be frank with you, ever since I've done this show, Y&R, I realize that I owe my existence, everything that I have and own, to the fans, to no one else, to the fans, because they constitute the audience that create ratings. They in turn keep us at the networks. They in turn keep the show going. And I've often been asked by fans on Twitter, for example, why I wouldn't want to write my biography. So I finally succumbed and did it.
I know who he is. I remember him on television in the 1950s, early black
60s.
No, 50s.
No, he started in the 60s.
Well, maybe 60s, because I've seen
He's been acting for 64 years, and he's 83 years old.
Yeah, well, I'm 83, and I'm acting for 64 years. So the two of us are exactly the same, except he's far more famous. But because he did soap operas. But I remember him on Alfred Hitchcock.
Yeah, he was on everything.
On Perry Mason, Twilight Zone.
He was also in Escape from the Planet of the Apes.
All the old black and white television of the 60s. I remember him. I even remember him when he was on the Twilight Zone. He's the guy that he was in the rocket ship, and they were feeding him to keep him fat because they were going to cook him and eat him when he got to their planet. I remember him. Well, sure I do. I'm sorry he's not here. I would have enjoyed meeting him.
Yeah, he'll be back. We'll reschedule him.
He's still working?
Yeah. What do you mean? Their show just got renewed for 4 more years.
Which one is he on?
He's on Young and the Restless.
Young and the Restless. Holy smoke. That's a longie. Yeah,
it's really cool. And he's been in so many things, so it's not any fun. And we have so many friends that have worked with him, that are on those different shows.
As I sit here bleeding to death, for those of you who just joined us, Astro, my 7-pound little baby, jumped up in my lap, and his hind leg toenail, cut me a good 2-inch cut. Look at that. You believe that, what my little honey did to me? So now I'm going to sit here blotting my blood. It's like a real horror movie.
So, Juan, if Jeff comes in, I think I sent him the link. I'm hoping that it works. If Jeff comes in, let me know. In the meantime, we got to talk about something else. So, besides the blood on your arm, which is like from a horror movie.
Well, maybe I'm just going to...
Oh, bring him in, Juan.
I'll just strip naked.
Hey!
Our hero.
Hey, guys.
Help, Jeff. Help. Our guest.
This was not expected.
Hey, everybody. So now we have superstar Jeff Caperton, what does she call you? What does Dawn call you in the chat room? I forgot.
He's our hero.
She calls you something. So you guys, we haven't seen Jeff since the Fall Guy. We haven't seen Jeff since we went to a premiere a couple of months ago in LA for the movie that he did the stunt driving in. But you're home in Texas because I follow all your stuff and you haven't been home lately. So what's been going on?
Yeah, no, I've been actually home for a couple of days. I've been working a lot of races and stuff, NASCAR, MotoGP, and some different things. So having a good time with that. But yeah, I'm leaving again tomorrow. So off to another deal.
Working?
Yeah, he's working.
A little sort of.
Well, he just said he's leaving tomorrow.
Is your name Jeff?
That's okay.
When you become Jeff, I'll ask you.
Where are you going?
Just to Austin to work a race this weekend.
So what do you do when you work a car race? That's different than acting. Are you actually?
It depends on what I'm doing. I do two different things. I work for Circuit of the Americas in Austin, which is a racetrack. It's a road track. They do NASCAR, F1, MotoGP, and I work the track safety team. I'm a paramedic and fireman on the track safety team. So when they have a crash, we go get the drivers. And that's what I've been doing in my spare time. And then I also work for my son who owns a sports streaming service. So he does off-road races like Ultra 4 and Nitro Circus and a lot of the motocross stuff. And I go to work for him as the broadcast director. So I'm the guy in the trailer screaming at the cameraman what to do.
There you go. And Jeff knows what to do, you guys, because he's got an Emmy as a TV journalist. Actually, 1 or 2 Emmys. How many Emmys do you have? I see one.
Well, I got 2 nominations, 1 win.
There you go. He's got 2 nominations.
I lost 1, but I'm not bitter.
They also want to know in the chat room, did you lose weight? Which you look like you did. Your face looks thin.
I actually have lost a little bit of weight. Thank you for noticing, chat room.
Yeah, they totally noticed.
I lost about 20 pounds.
Good for you. Intentionally 20.
Oh, 20 is
intentionally 20. I was going for 30. I'm kind of stuck at 20 for a while.
Are you on that shot?
Are you taking like Ozempic or any of those shots?
No.
So you just stopped eating.
Trying to get active again.
Hollywood is skinny now. Everybody we know is on that shot, and they're all going to be skinny.
Yeah, the Ozempic or whatever. Yeah.
Skinny people. So the fat people that said fat was wonderful and healthy, they know damn well it's not healthy. Fat is not healthy. So all fat people should take this shot and lose weight and get healthy. That's it.
Sure.
Not all fat people can afford it. It's expensive as fuck.
I know that. But soon they'll have it too.
Yeah, eventually they will.
It's been a fun show today. Lynn was awesome. And once I went back and looked at her, I knew who she was. I've seen her in a bunch of stuff. I didn't recognize her now, but I did recognize her when I went back.
Lynn. Yeah, she's been in a bunch of stuff.
I like her. Yeah. I want to work with her. There's something
she was great. And talked about a lot of great people today. You talked about Marcel, who is awesome, and my friend Augie Duke, who's a really good friend of mine. I was in Barney Berman's Wild Boar with her, and so
we love Augie.
She's one of my favorite people. Her boyfriend Mike are 2 of my favorite people. They're great.
How do you know Marcel? Were you at any of his premieres?
I met him through you. I met him. You guys at the Valentine's Day.
That was a great party.
Fashion show thing, like 2-3 years ago.
That was a great.
Friends after that.
Yeah, he's a good guy. We went to his premiere. He did a movie 2 weeks ago. We went and saw Brute 1976. It was like 2 or 3 weeks ago we saw, and it was kind of like a retrospective in honor of like Texas Chainsaw Massacre and The Hills Have Eyes kind of mixed together.
Yeah, he invited me to the screening back in March. I just wasn't able to go, but I really wanted to be there, but I couldn't get out there.
Yeah, it was fun.
So how's the family?
They're great. My wife's in the other room working, and my youngest daughter got married 2 weeks ago. So
congratulations!
That's the last one. They're all 3 married now.
So now you're empty nest.
Empty nest. Well, they didn't live at home anyway. They haven't come back since they went away to college, but so good for them. But so life here isn't that much different, but their life, I'm sure, is a lot different.
You have a lot of grandchildren, though, too, right?
I do. I have 5 and 1 more on the way.
6 grandchildren.
Yeah.
That's
you don't even look like a grandfather.
I feel like one.
Me too. I've had a hell of a day. So wait, Don Hinton wants to know, you were in Wild Boar?
Yeah. Not a very big part. I'm the guy that's already in the cage when they bring in Augie and them. I don't know if she saw it or not, but yeah, Barney Berman is a real good friend of mine, and if you don't know Barney, Barney's an Oscar-winning special effects guy. He won the Oscar for Star Trek in 2009 for special effects.
Hey Jeff, tomorrow is going to be Dawn's birthday, so why don't you be a nice guy and say to Dawn that if ever you cheat on your wife, you'll cheat with Dawn.
Oh, you got it, Dawn. You got it, Dawn.
Well, she's in love with you. She's so in love with you. It's disgusting.
I can't believe she's 60. She looks great.
Yeah, she looks great. She looks great, and she's got a problem with a next door neighbor who's a hillbilly who took her glasses and threw them and broke them this morning. So Dawn's upset.
Dawn, I can deal with hillbillies.
Yeah, Dawn.
My family's from Arkansas. I can deal with hillbillies.
So this is a message for your neighbors. Fuck those hillbillies. Put them Put them into the hills have eyes and let them get eaten.
Dawn, now we have to know why he took your glasses off and broke them.
Oh, I don't know why. She put it on Facebook. So
let's hear the story.
Oh, Dawn, tell us the story. She's smiling, so she's happy that we mentioned her happy birthday.
Tell us why.
Happy birthday, Dawn.
Listen, Jeff is going to make love to you if he ever cheats on his wife. that should make you happy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what else you got going?
Paperwork signed by my wife, but we'll see.
I see you have a mini series filming. I don't know. This is your page, I think. Malice 2.0, the On American Soil. So you got a little bit of stuff going on. It's been hard.
Those two, but I don't know what they are. I don't know anything about them. They popped up on my IMDb the other day, and I don't know anything about them.
Oh,
maybe I got hired and nobody called me. I don't know. Well, Malice, I know it's coming. Malice is a movie I did some stunts for. But gosh, that's been months and months and months ago.
Isn't that funny the way things pop up? Because I had one pop up yesterday.
Yeah. By the way, we're going to have our friend in Dallas and I are going to have some good news for you tomorrow. So
okay, good.
I'll call tomorrow and talk about that.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Would it be okay if I went to sleep a little?
You know what? Too, we got a deck made for the Cursed Gift of Magic. We're starting to reach out to people. You don't by chance know Christopher Walken, do you?
I don't. I wish I did.
And we need to get to Christopher
Walken. I
know
know Christopher Walken. I can't listen. When I lived as a kid in Astoria, Queens, Chris Walken lived there also. On the BMT subway at night, I used to come home, and sometimes Chris was on that train because he was on Broadway in, I think, The King and I. Now, his aunt owned the bakery on the corner of Broadway and 31st Street in Queens. And I used to get my birthday cakes from there. In that bakery, the aunt had up on top of the buns and the bread thousands of pictures of Chris as a ballet dancer because Chris was a ballet dancer.
Great dancer. Yeah, great dancer.
And there was a thing in Queens called Confraternity. Confraternity was in a Christian church, and the church was called A Lady of Somebody, whatever. And I used to go there, I think, every Thursday night or Friday night to dance. And I used to dance with Chris's wife before he married her. I don't think Chris ever went there, but she did. I can't contact these people. So it's amazing how you know people from 70 years ago and then forgot you.
And they forgot you. Did you see the deck? I sent you the deck, I think. Did I send it to you?
For which one? The gift?
For the Cursed Gift of Magic. Did I send you the deck? No. Oh, I'm going to send it to you later because it looks really good.
And we got...
Yeah.
You're in it. You're in it.
We got... What's her name?
Yeah, you're...
We got Renee Taylor to play my wife.
I heard that. That's great.
I think we're going to have Sean Kanan, Beiling, Kate Linder. Yeah. We're really just the two that we don't have is Mira Sorvino that we would like to get and Christopher.
I can reach out to Mira.
Yeah, we need to. That's why I want to send you the deck.
Her step monster is a good friend of mine.
Yes, I know, which is cool. And then Don said
they talk. I mean, it's not they're not each other's favorite people, but they talk. So
right. Also,
I actually never met her until the funeral. I met her at Paul's memorial service.
Mira Sorvino, he met at Paul Sorvino's funeral. I'm gonna send him the deck since he's in it.
Well, Paul said that he wouldn't work with Paul loved my script. He did.
He's the one who sent it to him.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
so then
that's
He knows the whole story. You don't have to go over it.
For the audience, we have an audience out there, Mary, in case you forgot. He said
Paul liked it, though.
Senile old fruit.
Yeah, he did. He did very much, actually. Yeah.
He did. And now Mira will like it. Because
yeah, I didn't know the extent of his health problems at the time. And
right.
Yeah, of course, that did badly.
Renee said the script is funny as all hell. She can't wait to do it. She said it is so funny. It is
changed it a little bit.
The right actors in the parts, it could be hilarious. It could be.
I fine-tuned it, and now it's perfect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Added another character. I added his sister to my lead. So now it's gotten really to be good. It's going to be a nice movie. I don't know how much money it'll make, but it's a nice movie.
So maybe kind of unique. It may be one of those things that just catches, the right person will see it at a festival and really put it out there. So,
well, it's a horror movie that's very soft.
I can text it to you easier because I otherwise I got to send it in a WeTransfer. It's too big to send.
Yeah, that's fine.
Regular. And Dawn wrote that she's not sure, but maybe she could have been because her next door neighbor's angry because Dawn told her she needs to put on a bra.
You told this woman
to take them off. Why is she trying to get him to put them on?
So this woman, does she have big tits?
I don't know if she has big tits, but
I mean, if she has,
she's a hillbilly, does she have teeth?
If she has little boobies, you don't have to wear a bra. You only wear a bra.
Kate Hudson boobies, yeah.
Big boobs.
I like.
You know what, Dawn? Just smack her a little bit. Knock the shit out of her. Tell her you come over. Tell her you got Ron Russell good after you.
So let's talk about cool Hollywood stories. Do you have any cool Hollywood stories? You've met so many cool people. Who was one of the coolest people you ever met?
Me.
Besides meeting Ron,
coolest people I ever met?
Yeah.
Gosh, I've met a lot of people that I never thought I'd meet in my life.
Who are some of the people you never thought you'd meet?
I'm sorry?
Who are some of the people that you never thought you'd met? I have a bunch of those too.
One of them, because we were talking about Lainie Kazan about a year ago, and then a few months later I met her and got to spend about 2 hours with her. She's a wonderful, wonderful lady and thoroughly enjoyed. I was kind of her body person for about 2 hours, kind of helping her get around and get through this large crowd where we were at. And they kind of assigned me to her to make sure that she was taken care of and didn't have to do too much walking. And she was wonderful. But I mean, guys like Kevin Hart and Will Ferrell, Mark Wahlberg is one of the coolest guys I ever met. Never thought I'd meet him, and ended up working with him in 2 films. One by request. He actually requested me for the second film after the first one. So that was really cool. Rob Reiner. I can't think of it, but I worked a couple times with Woody Harrelson. I'm sorry?
I tried to get Kevin Hart for a movie years ago.
Yeah, you can't afford him now.
Even then, it was a speaking role. It could have taken him a day to record it probably. And he said we offered him $500,000 and he said he doesn't get out of bed under $3 million.
Yeah.
He'll stay in bed because one day nobody will want him. And then he could stay.
And Dawn says, no, Ron, she's 30 years younger than me and her tits are down to her knees.
Then in that case, what you do is you get
maybe I need to volunteer to go talk to her.
No, what you do, Dawn, listen to me. Get a shotgun. Then tell her to drop her dress. You get her tits and make them swing back and forth like a pendulum, and then you shoot at them. And you see if you could shoot those tits off of them.
No, don't actually do that.
Yeah.
I never dreamed in a million years I'd meet Betty Davis.
Yeah.
Not only meeting Betty, but getting to know her. That was the thing, where I saw her on several occasions as a friend. So life is full of magic.
Yeah, and certainly one of those people is Miss Jane Russell. I had the fortune of meeting her. I was with Art Linkletter at an event in Washington, D.C. and got to meet her many years ago. So that was
She
nice.
was my best friend. So
yeah, she was very, very nice. I didn't get to know her, but I met her that one day. She was very, very sweet to me. So
she was family. She was like my sister.
And she was one of my mother's favorites, so it was a big deal. I had to call my mom immediately and tell her I just met Jane Russell. So
I miss her whenever her name comes up. And I'm so sorry Jimmy never met her.
I would have loved to meet her.
My daughters loved her. She loved my daughters. She was family. Jane was family. I miss her.
Yeah.
As I said, whenever her name, like right now,
Yeah. Yeah, I saw your face. I felt bad after I said it.
No, things flash through my mind. Just the Jane and I never exchanged an "I love you" because I know she didn't care for that kind of bullshit. If you did the Hollywood stuff, darling, let's do lunch, she would say, ugh. She didn't like people like that. But the day I drove her to the airport to return to California, for what reason, I don't know, I hugged her. And I said, you know, Russell, I love you. And she said back to me, I'm going to cry. She looked back at me and she said, you know, Russell, I love you too.
Wow.
And those are the last words I heard from my buddy.
Because then she died, which is terrible.
Yeah.
Well, my two favorite things that ever happened to me, and Ron won't think they're a big deal, but anybody who is in horror will think they're a big deal. One of the things that happened is I was at a convention, Spooky Empire, and it all happened in the same weekend, actually. And I became really good friends with Malcolm McDowell, and so he would call me for this tea break and say, "Let's go do tea," and I went to dinner with him, and then the last morning. He did breakfast it was him, Lance Henriksen, and Doug Bradley. And Lance Henriksen's my ass. And they called me and said, would you like to have breakfast with us? And I went and had breakfast with just me and the three of them. And it was the coolest thing ever. And then at that same event, I met Clive Barker. And Clive, back then I was a clothing designer also. And so I had invited Clive Barker to come and see if he would wear any of the clothes. And he declined. And then after Malcolm McDowell went, Clive Barker called me because I had given him my card and said, oh, my God, I saw the stuff, you gave to Doug. I'd love to come. So he came to my room at 11 o'clock at night, and he stayed till 7 o'clock in the morning talking all Hollywood stories and horror movies and making movies, who was gay and who was straight. And he gave me one of his books, and he drew a one-of-a-kind picture in it. He's an artist, and his art sells.
Yeah.
So he gave me the book, and it was the coolest thing ever. I was so excited. I was like high on it for like a fucking month. I was so excited because those are like my favorite horror people, and I was with all of them at one time. So that shit was fun. I don't know any like A-listy I don't know a Mark Wahlberg person yet, but we might be doing something with him.
Yeah. Well, I don't know him, but I mean I've worked with him and done everything. Actually, when I was working with Kevin Hart, I met his at the time wife. They're not married anymore. And she and I have actually become really good friends and still friends with her. She's in New York right now doing a play. But she and I are still friends, and she's the baby mama he's always talking about in his act. So
yes,
I always say this, and I have to say it again. There are three things in Hollywood you have to know. I met her, I know her, and she's my friend. Those are the three things. Too many people in Hollywood meet a star, stand next to them and get a picture on a carpet, and then tell them they're my friend.
Right.
No, that actor is not your friend. That actor simply was there and you were there. Jane Russell was my friend. Betty Davis, I knew.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say, who did I meet? Sophia Loren, I met.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it goes. So you have to be very careful when you say who's a friend, who's a meet.
I get that all the time with Elton John because I was Elton John's guest at a concert where I had dressed him and they invited me, and so I went to his dressing room backstage. I only met him once, but people all the time oh, can you go get in touch with Elton John? Elton John doesn't fucking know me. He was nice to me because I did something for him. But I was like, I don't know him. I just got a picture.
It brings me to, yes, I know, oh my God, so many movie stars of the past, but I only met most of them. Some of them, Debbie Reynolds, I knew. Joan Rivers, I knew.
Mm-hmm.
They were not my friends. I never hung out with them.
Yeah.
Who did I
I've met tons of people. In the 80s when I worked for ABC News, we would have actors and actresses come in to do Good Morning America interviews. But of course, because of the time difference, they would have to come in at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, to get in hair and makeup and stuff. And Raquel Welch was coming in. And word got out that Raquel Welch was coming in. Yeah. Word got out that she was coming in. And, I didn't have to be at work till 8 o'clock. Nobody had to be at work till 8 o'clock. We had a couple of guys that worked the overnight desk. But, for some reason at 3 o'clock in the morning, half the staff was in the newsroom when Raquel Welch came in. all happened to be there at 3:00 that morning.
Yeah.
And got to meet her and talk to her a little bit.
She wasn't very nice. So many people disliked her. She was very fresh.
I contacted her.
She's evil. Raquel Welch was nasty.
I contacted her agent to come on, her publicist to come on our show, and she responded, absolutely not. Like, no way. There's no way.
That was more than they usually do.
Well, she must have watched one of our shows, and it wasn't for her. But I met Raquel Welch, and she was not very nice to anyone. She was very curt, very stuck up.
Very few people who weren't nice. I've been surprised by how friendly a lot of these guys are, but there have been a few that were not nice. Worked with one last year that I'll never work with again. In fact, if I'd had my way, we'd have fired him off the set that day. I was so mad. But he was
he's not gonna tell you.
I don't know if I should say who I'm talking about because he's a pretty big star and it might get me in trouble. But he was rude to the crew. I mean, just abusive to the crew. And my producer partner was horribly rude to him. And just if we wouldn't have had to reshot those 3 days, I would have just said, get rid of him. We'll get somebody else. He was awful.
Oh, I would tell them off and then get fired, and then I could collect unemployment and screw them. I'm not afraid of anybody, Jeff. You know that.
Who's like a bucket list? Who's like a bucket list person for you? Like if you could work for any
No, don't do that.
No, any director and any actor. Like if you could like work with them, because you've already worked with a lot of big people. Who's a director that you would think would be, oh my God, so great to work with?
I'm not sure. I really enjoyed it surprised me. I really enjoyed working for Rob Reiner. I worked for him twice. I did LBJ and a movie called Shock and Awe. And Rob Reiner, he comes across as, in interviews as a certain way. But I mean, when you're on set with him, he's just the nicest guy. He'll stand there and talk to you forever, and he'll tell you stories and historical context to the scene we're doing, all these things. He was really nice. And when he found out I drove all the way from Houston to come be in his movie, he gave me a hug right there on the set in front of like all the extras and everything. And I knew a lot of the extras that were over there working. And after he gave me this big hug and then walked away, and I turned to all my friends over where the extras were and said, did anybody get a picture of that? Anybody? Nobody got a picture of that. Nobody bothered to snap that. But he was good, and he's a very good director. He was fun to work with. Somebody that I would like to work with. I'd actually like to work for Marcel. I'd like to do a movie with him. I think that would be interesting.
Yeah, I'm going to be in one of his movies, The Bride.
Yeah. I would have loved to work with Clint Eastwood as a director, but I don't think he's doing anything else now. I don't know if he's still working or not. But the clock is running on that one. But
I get interviewed a lot, and one of the questions when they interview me is they say, "How do you?" are you nervous or afraid to meet all the stars you've met? And how do you, I said, what? No, I said, they're actors like me. I never think of them as being, even Betty Davis. I treated her like a woman, like a broad. You had to get it.
When I was really young and first moved to LA, I think it did me well that I got to meet all those people while I was working in news, because we would meet them, because we're the LA Bureau, we were the Hollywood entertainment, guys, for Good Morning America and whatever else. And so I got to meet a lot of people, and then we always did the obits when somebody died. And so we would have to reach out and get a hold of somebody and get comments from their friends and things. So that by the time I started acting years later, I'd already done some sitcoms and different things. So it wasn't as big a deal. Yeah, I was excited to meet some of them because they're big guys, but I wasn't necessarily nervous acting with them. Now, if I had to go do a scene with Robert De Niro or somebody, I'd probably wet myself. But in fact, I have a really good friend that was in Killers of the Flower Moon, and he had 2 scenes with Robert De Niro, and he said he was absolutely terrified. He said he was very nice, but he was absolutely terrified.
If I had met Robert De Niro, the first question I'd ask him would be, how comfortable or uncomfortable with you with having a gay father? Because his father was gay. And that's a question that I think everybody would like the answer to, because we all know.
Ron doesn't like Robert De Niro.
No.
Doesn't like his politics. As an actor, he's phenomenal.
No, I don't like anyone that leaves. I don't like anyone that uses their fame to hurt someone else.
Mm.
You know what I mean? I don't care. I think that was mean of him to say F you to Trump. Mind your business. Who cares? You're an actor. Act. We don't need you saying F you to the ex-president of the United
Speaking of
States.
Robert De Niro, the movie I just finished producing, 3 Days or Else, just got accepted into the Tribeca Film Festival.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, it's his film festival.
Yeah,
so that's kind of a big deal. I'm just trying to figure out how I can afford to go to New York for it now.
I think that's freaking awesome. I think.
I'm excited about that.
But
one thing that did make me nervous, I had a really long scene I had to do with Sean Penn, and everybody warned me, about Sean, and don't say certain things to him, don't behave certain ways around him, all this stuff. And I get there, and he was actually really, really nice. We had a really, really long scene. It was supposed to be in a congressional office building, so I have to walk down this long hall while we're talking, go through these doors, and then down this giant marble staircase, all in one shot. And one thing I will say about him, he did not know his lines because we had to do it about 300 times. But when we'd have to, they'd say cut back to one, and we'd turn around, and he would open the door for me to go out of the staircase every single time we went back through there. I'm like, I just felt weird that Sean Penn was opening a door for me every time we'd go back through. But he was very nice. But I was nervous around him for some reason. And again, he and I don't particularly see eye to eye. He's kind of a strange cat, but I was a little nervous working with him. And then I got frustrated when he didn't know his lines.
A lot of the times, the people that people have had problems with, those aren't usually the people I ever have problems with.
Yeah, it's just the opposite.
It's usually just the opposite for me. Like people don't like. There's only one actor really that I don't like. William Forsythe is the only one I don't like, and just because he's not nice. He's not nice. He's not nice to me, at least. Yeah. But everybody else I like, and the people that I would freak out about are more lower level people. Like I tell this to Ron all the time. I've invited her on this show 100 times. Molly Ringwald. Like I'm an '80s person. Like 16 Candles and Breakfast Club and stuff. All those actors. I'm way more excited to meet them than to meet like a Will Ferrell. But because they're what I grew up with.
Yeah, she was in the news yesterday for something.
Yeah, fun dumbass shit.
The comment she made. I remember that what it was.
We have the best story in the world. I'll let Jimmy tell it. I have met Katharine Hepburn, Betty Davis, Ida Lupino. I have met all the greatest stars of my era, and I never got fazed. Ida Lupino's sister I liked a lot because she was a good storyteller, but the rest of them were okay. Jimmy and I are at a television premiere in New York for a Black network, and it's a Black comedy hour show. It's going to be every week. What do you call them shows?
Yeah, TV series.
TV series.
It was hilarious.
And as I'm walking through the crowd, seeing everybody, there she is, Kathy Sledge. Oh. I began to jump up and down like
ridiculous.
An idiot.
I was 50
yelling,
Jimmy! I was 50 yards away from him, literally. And you could hear me screaming, Jimmy, come here. It's Kathy Sledge, because We Are Family, is a gay icon song.
And I wanted a picture with us.
He wanted a picture, and he doesn't take a camera, so I had to run over.
I mean, I have pictures of movie stars I'm with. I don't give a shit. But her, I got so excited. Then we spoke, and I hugged her, and I thanked her. I said, thank you so much from the gay world, because We Are Family was such an important song to all of us.
And she was our first guest when we went from radio to video. She was our very first guest.
And I've seen her countless times.
Yeah, we see her a bunch now.
And now when we see each other, we hug and we kiss. I love Kathy Sledge. Kathy Sledge, and she's a darling person. She's everything that you would want to know in a human being. And her sister is just as sweet and lovely. Mm-hmm. I've gotten to know most of the family.
We had a good time with it. So was Will Ferrell pretty nice? Like I actually think he's very funny.
No, I heard Will.
He's very quiet. When he's not on, he's just stands there very, very quiet. And I mean, sometimes he'll hang around on set. Sometimes he'll go back to his dressing room, whatever. He's very mellow, and he speaks very soft, and then action, and he turns on. He becomes the Will Ferrell that everybody knows.
That's what he said about Joan Rivers. Joan Rivers is not that funny in real life. Until she turns on, and then she's very funny.
Yeah, I met her several times. We used to go to Carlos. When I lived there in the 80s, we would go to Carlos and Charlie's in Hollywood, because she would be there every Thursday night, because that's when she did the Monday morning Carson show, the Monday night Carson show every week.
I must have been there with you, Jeff.
Monday night. Yeah, you probably were. But we would go there because she would try out her material for the following Monday. And so we would go watch her work out her material. And then we'd watch the show on Monday and see what she used and what she didn't use and all that. She would literally stand up there with a yellow pad, and read jokes off her yellow pad.
Yes, I went.
And so much fun. I met Melissa and got to know her a little bit back then.
Yeah, he went to that a lot.
Several times I went there, and one time I was there. Debbie Reynolds was there.
Yeah,
and I know Debbie. So I sat next to Debbie in the bleachers.
Yeah.
And
Joan were very good friends.
And in between Joan's jokes, we talked. Now we're leaving the place, and there's a limo outside, and it's Joan Rivers' limo. Debbie said, Ron, we have to come in the limo. I want to talk to you. This was about Jane Russell's benefit to get money for her church's roof. So I get in the car, and Joan Rivers gets in the car. There I am, Debbie Reynolds to my left, Joan Rivers to my right. Well, if I had a camera, I would have had the biggest show and the best show in the world, but we would have had to censor it because every other word was fuck.
Right.
They love the word, and it was in everything. Hysterical, I almost peed myself. Of course, I didn't stay long, but I wished I could have. Then Joan said, could we drop you off someplace? I said, no, I have my own car. And that was that. But I told people at that time what they were saying.
I would have taken the ride and got a cab back.
No, but now I wish now I remembered what they said. But I did tell people out in the street what they had just finished talking about. And I don't remember what it was, but those two broads together. Oh, I'm so sorry they never did a show. Debbie Reynolds and Joan Rivers. Two of the funniest, wildest.
You're actually pretty friendly with John Schneider too, right? Like I've met him twice.
Yeah.
I love
him. I got to know him a little bit when I did a movie with him, and then got invited to his birthday party the next year. And then after that, we just kind of became friends. I did another movie with him, and now there's some things that are happening right now that are kind of exciting that I can't talk about that he and I are working on. So
that's
yeah.
I really like him. I've always thought he was great, and I loved him on like a lot of his stuff, that he's not as well known for. Wasn't he on that show where they like do the plastic surgery?
Oh, the Haves and Have-Nots?
No.
The Tyler Perry series. He was on that.
Yeah.
What's the movie with the two guys in Miami and they have the practice where they
fix
everybody?
Faces.
Oh, Nip Tuck or whatever?
Nip Tuck, yeah, he was on Nip Tuck.
Yeah, I didn't know he was on that. I didn't even know that. So that's funny. Yeah, his music, he does. I've actually met through him. I've been meeting a lot of country western performers and gotten to know some of them and getting drug out to Nashville now and then. So, through him, I'm kind of getting exposed to this whole other world I've never been exposed to. So that's been kind of nice. But no, he's a super guy. In fact, he just had a birthday about a week ago. So.
He was so cool when he came on the show. He came on the first time, he forgot, and so he didn't come on, and we didn't have a guest when we were in Pennsylvania, and I was so upset about it. I mean, I didn't say anything, and I sent him an email, and he apologized. He said, "Oh my God, can I make it up?" And then he came on the next week, and then Ron's daughter was going to be in New Orleans, living in New Orleans or something, and so he invited her to one of his premieres, and he was just like a real Southern gentleman, like the way like people used to be like in the old days.
In 1959, I was in the movie That Kind of Woman, and that's when I met Tab Hunter. And Tab remained a friend until I saw him 2 weeks before he passed away. Tab Hunter, I have to say, if ever you want to meet a genuine, regular guy, an honest person, a good-hearted person, and a kind human being, it was Tab Hunter. He was the nicest person, one of the nicest people I've ever met in my life. And I loved him. And I said to him years later, Tab, I met you when I was 19, and I had such a crush on you. He said, you were 19? I said, yeah. He said, and we didn't get a thing going. I said, I wanted to get a thing going, but you didn't acknowledge me at all. You just thought of me as a fellow actor. He said, oh, and you were 19? He kept repeating it. Tab Hunter, he was
disappointed. Yeah.
He was a wonderful fella, full of jokes and all. He loved his horses, and he was regular. He didn't like being a movie actor. He didn't like any of it, because I said to him at an interview at the Palm Springs Film Festival, I said, Tim, would you ever go back to work if a good script came along? And he said, no way, been there, done that. No, thank you. I've had enough of Hollywood.
Yeah.
And he did. He was a sweetheart.
So we got to go. Hang on. So you guys follow Jeff on Instagram at Jeff Caperton. Jeff's going out of town again tomorrow, so I hope you have a great weekend and enjoy all of everything that's going on. I'm going to send you the deck later and take a look at it. We want to thank you so much for coming on and filling in in a pinch. You've been a superstar. We appreciate it.
And Jeff, guess what?
Thank you so much, guys.
Jeff, guess what?
Yes, sir.
You're another nice guy. You're a regular Joe.
Thank you.
Yeah, we like it.
Yeah, I like you a lot.
Thank you, Ron. I appreciate that very much. It means a lot coming from you. And happy birthday, Dawn, and everybody else. Bye, everybody in the chat room.
All right, we're going to go to then. Thank you so much, Jeff. Have a good one. Bye, everybody. We'll see you next week with Clown Motel 3. Bye.
That's going to be a fun show.
Yay. All right, everybody.
Can turn out to be so wrong. Yeah, we in the mix. Yeah, we in the mix. It's another episode. Here we go. The Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. Interviewing the hottest, newest, and truest of today's celebrities. Make sure to subscribe so you can get notified weekly. Jimmy Star, he's the king of cool. Ron Russell, he's a gorgeous dude. Chat room is live and you would be a fool not to vibe with us at the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. Come watch it live on W4CY Radio. Miss some past episodes? Download on iTunes. The Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. It's the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell.